Welcome all to another RGN C64 Quickload, your concise guide to latest news and releases for the Commodore 64 delivered in bite-sized portions. Let's see what we have for you in this episode. Looking for your next Commodore 64 addiction? Roguish from Syntax Error Software is here. A brand new roguelike packed with monsters, loot and endless replayability. You play as a lone adventurer exploring a magical tower. Every floor is procedurally generated with over 130 enemy types, ensuring each run feels unique. The in-game visuals rock a crisp 8-bit Ultima vibe, nostalgic but polished. You start by choosing a weapon, sword and shield for close combat defense, or a bow for long-range strategy. Combat is turn-based. Step into an enemy to strike first, or keep your distance and pick them off. You can use the action menu to inspect enemies, heal with potions, or switch tactics mid-battle. Defeated foes drop cash, potions and gear upgrades. Between floors you'll get a chance to visit shop where you can spend your well-earned cash on weapon or armor upgrades, or obtain some much needed healing potions to prepare you for the challenge that lies ahead. The combat mechanic features buffs and debuffs, adding tactical layers, from bonus damage to temporary status effects. And with an auto map and a clear heads-up display, you'll never lose track of your progress. Roguish nails the balance between challenge and fun, making every death feel like a lesson and every run a fresh adventure. Available on itch.io digitally and on cassette from K&A Plus magazine, the game is both PAL and NTSC compatible. If you love roguelikes, this one is for your collection. Yumi Bombs by Kabuto Koda is a single-screen arcade game with one goal: defuse bombs to save the city before time runs out. You control Umi with a jetpack, grabbing one bomb at a time and transporting it to the explosive container on top of buildings. Each building hides 8 bombs and you've only got 60 seconds per screen. Meanwhile, enemies like helicopters, planes, balloons and UFOs make every run tense. Touch one and it's game over. Visually it's colourful, simple but charming. The controls feel tight and the soundtrack adds the right punch to the urgency. I was quite surprised with how much I enjoyed Umi Bombs. It's simple but has addictive qualities while retaining the classic old school arcade feel. Umi Bombs is a perfect quick-fire game to test reflexes, plan fast and chase high scores. Whether you're a retro purist or just love tense arcade loops, this one's worth giving it a go. The game is both PAL and NTSC supported and available on itch.io via Name Your Price. Covert BitOps has published a first look at Steel Ranger 2 with a desert test teaser. The video demonstrates core gameplay already in place, including smooth player movement, functional weapons and an early desert tileset. While enemies appear, their placements are temporary, serving mainly to test the engine, and there's plenty more to add into the game, such as cutscenes and boss fights. Overall, the clip reassures fans of the original Steel Ranger that active development is progressing steadily on this Commodore 64 sequel. Let's Invade 3 from the New Dimension is the final chapter in the classic Space Invaders inspired trilogy. You've got 40 levels of alien blasting action, complete with power-ups and power-downs, mystery bonuses and 4 different alien types. The visuals are clean, there's a parallax starfield, and the music is spacey techno style. That is not too overwhelming so as to give that somewhat nostalgic vibe. Controls are simple: move your cannon, shoot, use smart bombs when you've earned them, with difficulty ramping up at a very casual pace. Let's Invade 3 is a fun, polished and a solid send-off to the series, even if it trades some of the flashy effects of their earlier entries for cleaner, more classic vibes. The game is both PAL and NTSC compatible and is available as a free digital download. Ever wondered what a cat with amnesia would do if it dropped into a twisted city? City Cat Prowl by Polytricity paints the picture in charming isometric pixels that will remind everyone of the classic Last Ninja franchise. A pre-alpha version of the game is available at the moment, allowing you to wander through the city streets and explore alleys and parklands, all from the perspective of a lost feline trying to find a way home. The visuals are handcrafted, bespoke bitmaps, fully animated sprites with 8-way directional control, all in a rare 4:1 isometric ratio. The demo is still missing music and interactivity, but you can already feel the potential. The atmosphere, exploration and storytelling elements all have the potential to make City Cat Prowl something special and one to keep an eye out on. Retream has finally released Quad Init Exit 2.0 after many years of development. It's a big fat sequel to the earlier entries in the Quad Init Exit series, which sees you play as Zampo, a pig on a mission to collect stolen toilets. Yep, that's the plot. So that the witch Cotachina can restore the world to normal. The game contains 5 zones of increasing difficulty, with each zone designed with a non-linear environment where you have to explore, backtrack and uncover secret paths. The game has a lot to offer. There are plenty of puzzle elements mixed with platforming tropes, locating switches, environmental interactions, hazard navigation and a myriad of special in-game mechanics such as collecting spinach cans to enable turbo fart capabilities that give Zampo extra jumping abilities, all blend together so well to provide a thoroughly engaging and unique gaming experience. The graphics are a major highlight. This game pushes the Commodore 64 hardware with high resolution sprites and backgrounds, smooth fast scrolling at 50 frames per second and an interactive environmental animations. The look of each game zone is inspired by a classic title. The audio and music do their job, they complement the visuals and gameplay without overwhelming them. There's a playful, humorous tone in the sound and story altogether. And with all things that is wonderful with Quad Init Exit 2.0, it is not going to be a game for everyone. There is a steep learning curve here that rewards exploration with patience. It is not a quick pick up and play style of game, as there are many things that you have to basically figure out for yourself. And as each zone is of substantial size, it is very easy to get lost within the game as there is no in-game map to help you out. I've spent 4 long Friday evenings with the game and have found progress to be challenging and have not yet completed the game despite many hours I've invested in it. But I've enjoyed every minute of the experience and will continue playing on until I complete all 5 zones. I think this might be one of my top 5 modern day games for the Commodore 64. Overall, Quad Init Exit 2.0 is a triumph for fans of retro gaming and independent developers. It demonstrates that even with decades old hardware, one can still innovate, surprise and deliver something both fun and visually striking. For people who love platformers with character, humour, exploration and a bit of a challenge, this is highly recommended. If you prefer ultra-linear, tight precision only platformers, this might test your patience, but there's a lot here to be impressed by. And that is a wrap on another C64 Quickload episode. Until next time, bye for now.